I want to educate you about something you may not be aware of. It's called the IMD exclusion. It was part of the program enacted in 1965 as part of the Medicare, or rather, really the Social Security amendments. The exclusion was designed to assure that states, rather than the federal government, maintain primary responsibility for funding inpatient psychiatric services. Well, then laws came along that completely dismantled the psychiatric service system of the state hospitals. And now we have the situation we're in now, where the so-called IMD stands for Institutions for Mental Diseases, exclusion. It's a barrier to treatment for those suffering with mental illness. Listen, I've always said, why do we treat illnesses above the brain, above the head, above the neck differently than we treat those below the neck? Brain diseases are the same as heart diseases. There should be no exclusion for brain diseases. There should be no exclusion for shoulder diseases. It's an insane, anachronistic, stigmatizing, leftover from 60 years ago. It's time we change this. Today's system cycles those with serious mental illness in and out of jail. The jails now have become the institution of primary management of serious mental illness. Repealing the IMD exclusion will save lives, improve communities, reduce public cost. We must end the IMD exclusion. It will help those with serious mental illness regain access to treatment. It will allow us to develop more treatment programs, and it will keep people with serious mental illness out of prison. Again, this is an anachronistic law that was put in place 60 years ago, and it needs to be changed. It needs to be updated. This is leftover literally from the Middle Ages, when somehow humans believed that disorders of the brain were different than disorders of other organ systems and needed to be managed differently. Disorders of the brain, serious mental illness, should be no different than illnesses involving any other organ system. And the fact that we have exclusions for the treatment of a major organ system is beyond reproach. It's ridiculous, and it must be changed.